In some form or another, professional gaming, or eSports, has existed since the late 1970s. In recent years, the popularity of eSports has skyrocketed. With more and more tournaments popping up each year boasting increasingly lucrative prize pools, the industry has transformed from a fledgling idea into a full-blown powerhouse. But there is one thing that has remained pretty much constant throughout the evolution of eSports, and that is the distinct lack of women. Women make up just under half of all gamers, yet are disproportionately underrepresented within professional gaming. If you look at the top esports earners split by gender, the third highest earning woman has earned around 3 times less than the man ranked at the very lowest spot available, 500th. This disparity has always bothered me, and I wanted to figure out why this was the case. So today, let's take a look at what factors contribute to the underrepresentation of women within esports. Let's start with the obvious point. Games, and by extension, gamer culture, have historically been inundated with masculinity. Generally, the stereotypical image of a gamer excludes women. Within gamer culture, this has been cultivated externally, so through advertisements or news segments on video games, and internally. You can look at Gamergate or portrayals of women in video games as an example for that. As a result, women who consider themselves gamers face social pressure from both men and women. Women who feel more closely connected to other women are less likely to self-identify as a gamer, and women who face discrimination from men within games are more likely to separate themselves from the label over time. Though these perceptions have minorly improved, the fact still remains that women have historically been excluded as gamers or forced out of gaming spaces. As a result, women who want to get into gaming are entering into a hostile environment with very few role models to look up to. In order to become a professional gamer, like most other professions, you need to spend a lot of time playing in order to be the best. Experiencing long-term discrimination discourages women from honing those skills, because who wants their self-esteem stripped down slowly over time while doing something they once loved but have gradually come to resent? This discrimination is reflected by the types of games that female esports players play. A large majority have earned money playing competitive games like Hearthstone that require little to no communication with other players. Those who have earned money through team-based games like Counter-Strike mostly play in a gender-segregated league. Other players like Pokimane are streamers who most likely earned that money in promotional events. Conversely, male gamers are overwhelmingly involved in team games, which is where the real money lies. The most common question I have received from other players throughout my time playing video games is overwhelmingly, unequivocally, are you a girl? I really enjoy playing team-based competitive shooters like Counter-Strike or Valorant, where your success within the game is usually dependent on how well you can communicate and work together as a team. For this reason, you and your team are at an inherent disadvantage if you do not use your microphone. Every time I would call out or try and propose a strategy, what I said was typically ignored because the rest of my team was too busy trying to figure out my gender. And if you were wondering what the second most common question I received was, it's the requisite follow-up, what's your Snapchat or your Instagram? It's hard to ignore these types of people when it happens every single game, and it feels like there's no way to respond to it without making it worse. I began to feel overly self-conscious when they would spectate my screen, laughing at each mistake or pointing out what I could have done better. I was either sexualized or infantilized by a constant stream of faceless hecklers I'm supposed to consider my comrades. It's like playing football, but your teammates are a bunch of horny Statler and Waldorfs. Housing as concept of the magic circle, the transformation of the regular rules of the world into a game space, shows that games rely on the suspension of reality. Play is supposed to be freeing, distinct from ordinary life, seriously not serious. Sexism is limiting, bleakly mundane, woundingly significant. When women experience sex-based discrimination in video games, the magic circle is broken. They are humiliatingly shoved out. Though the answer to my initial research question now seems pretty obvious, it is an important answer to find in an industry where women's lack of participation is often hand-waved away by people saying, men are simply better. Getting women into esports directly depends on dismantling stereotypes, stigmas, and discrimination within gamer culture.